Hey, what's happening, guys? I think I found something here that's pretty cool. This is from LOTO, L-O-T-O Instruments, and it is the Lotoscope. This is version OSCA02. They have a few. That's its model number. And it is a USB, oscilloscope, and data logger. Now I hear you out there going, "Rah, you've already showed us these, Paul. Why are you showing us another one?" Well, I think this one's kind of special. And what's really special about it is the software that you're looking at here on my computer. Now, before we go any further, quit complaining about me using Bandicam. I'm running an old PC here that's about 15 years old. OBS doesn't run on it, and I like Bandicam. So if you don't like the watermark, on you. Alright, we're going to come back to the software. Let's go and take a look at this thing, because like I said, it's pretty cool. Okay, so here it is. Nice little plastic case. And it's pretty compact in size. We take a look at it here with my PCB weight ruler. We're looking at about 13.5 millimeters by 9 millimeters. By about 2 centimeters or so. It has a nice little block diagram of what's going on inside of it. So let's see what else is in the box. You have a USB cable. Says high speed. Nice purple color. Samuel L. Jackson would be so pleased. And then, I don't know if I mentioned it or not in the opening, but not only is it an oscilloscope, it is a logic analyzer. What do we got here? 6 channels. Kind of an odd number of channels, but okay. And then you also get with it 2 1x10 switchable passive probes with detachable ground leads, and your little probe color dinkles, protective tips, and your compensation adjustment. So all in all, this is pretty nice so far. Oh man, you guys have followed me, you know I spent last week with the man flu, and the last couple days my back has been killing me. But I figured it was from all the coughing and everything. Yay, getting old sucks. Anyway, let's hook this guy up. Its power is drawn strictly from the USB, so nothing external required. You see here we have our USB jack. Plug it in, a couple indicators. Oh, we didn't talk about the specs on this, did we? Should probably mention that. So this is the OSCA02 model. There's a few other models. This one is 100 megahertz sampling rate. Input characteristics of a 1 mega ohm and 25 picofarad input. It'll run on Windows XP 7, 8, 10, the whole bit. Over voltage protection of plus or minus 60 volts on times 1, or 600 volts times 10. Now, oh, excuse me, do you really want to put 600 volts through this? No. Because no matter how careful you are, 600 volts through the USB into your PC is somehow going to end badly. So you stick to about 60 volts. I mean, you could do household, in the US, Canada, 110 volts probably be fine, but stay away from 600 volts. Now, on triggering for your basic sampling, it does, your basic edge triggering, and we have auto, single, normal. And it does a 50% pre-capture, which is really nice when you set your trigger mode. It's going to grab 50% of the signal source beforehand, so if you want to pause it and zoom in and go dig some of that, it's really nice. It does automatic measurements, minimum, maximum, average, RMS, frequency, period, pulse width, duty cycle, rise time, and we'll take a look at that in the software. Now, it also does sine X on X or linear interpolation, and 1024 point FFT, which is nice. Has your basic math functions of A plus B, A minus B, A times B, and X minus Y or Y minus X. For acquisition modes, we have a high resolution, a normal, and a peak detect. So that's a big plus there. And it also does video recording of the waveform, which I've only had one other oscilloscope that does that. So that is really nice. Now, it also, with the free software comes with it, does up to 72 hours of data logging. So if you're developing some sort of a product, that is just awesome. You can let it run and capture, like up to 3 days worth of data that you can then go back and analyze. You don't have to be sitting there staring at the thing. So that is really cool. It weighs about 200 grams, and the input ranges on the probe are plus minus 100 millivolts, plus minus 5 volts in scale in 7 ranges. So, got our signal generator right here, and we'll hook it up to channel. My eyes are so bad. I think this is channel 1, channel A. So we'll hook it up, and we'll go take a look at the software real quick, and then we'll take a look at first we'll take a look at the installation of the software, then we'll take a look at the software. Now, this is available on Amazon, and it runs about $100. So, here's the questions you need to ask yourself. Well, you can get, a 2-channel 100 megahertz Handtech DSO 5072P for about $230, or you can get a 2-channel Siglent for about $260. So why this? Well, I'm going to try and cover that, and I'm not saying that this is the better solution. I'm simply saying why this might work better for you in some cases. And number one thing is going to be desk space. Maybe you don't have space. The number 2 thing is going to be that logic analyzer thing. If you're into playing around with Arduinos and microprocessors and Raspberry Pi, and you're going to have to start dealing with I2C and different interfaces, something like this is going to be great, because all of those low-cost desktop benchtop scopes don't have a logic analyzer function. You're going to get into a higher-end scopes or something like that, and that's going to drive your price probably way up over $400. So that is another reason why something like this might appeal to you. A third reason is the cost. I mean, maybe you don't have $250 to check out right now. And then on the other side, you can say, well, you can get cheaper ones. You could get the Handtech 6022BE for about $70. Yeah, you can. This has better specs. Plus, again, that logic analyzer function and the software. The software is a driving factor in any type of USB scope. It's really easy to put together a front-end acquisition microprocessor to do your processing, and boom, you can whip up. I mean, you can take an Arduino and make yourself a basic oscilloscope. But to have really nice software, that's what takes it to the next level, and that's what really impressed me about this. So let's go over there and look. All right, here's the page for it on Amazon here, and like I said, it's $105. Nothing too special to see there. Let's take a look at the software. Alright, all the software is available in one package. It's this RAR file here. And when you unzip it, or unrar it, I guess, you get these packages here, which include your drivers, some of the software, and the manual. This is the data logging software. This is kind of just like a little, leaflet. Oh, no, I don't know what the one there. Whoops. Pardonnez-moi. And then we have the user guide, which is pretty intense. It has a lot of great information here, including some drawings, which are really good. Pardon my ancient computer. It's 11 o'clock at night and my computer's like, oh, just let me go to bed. Come on, Paul. Anyway, we're not going to go through all that. I just wanted you to see that that was all available. Oops, wrong one. And then here is the actual software. We just double click that and open this bad boy up. And start device. And there we go. So I'm feeding this thing a 1 megahertz sine wave, think about 5 volts peak to peak. Now, if you have played with any of the other cheap USB scopes, you take one look at this and you know right away what you're dealing with here is something better, something definitely special. Alright, I am going to put a picture up on the screen here of the Hantek 6022 BE software right here. Boom. Now you see how that's just kind of functional? This looks so much better. Alright, let's get rid of the Hantek picture. Blink. Gone. Another thing is the Hantek software also had some lag with it. This is pretty smooth. So again, like I'm saying, the software is the key. So anyway, we have our time-based controls right up here. And you can operate them by clicking and dragging. You can also come down here and change them this way, whatever you like. Now, something that I have not seen in any other USB-based oscilloscope isn't the auto set button, what I like to call the dummy button, and I'm a dummy and I use it a lot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the frequency of our signal, and I'm also going to change the amplitude. And now all we have to do is hit the auto set button, and boom, we get that real nice right there, just like that. Now down here is our channel A vertical control. There's our channel B vertical control. I'm going to turn on the trigger here. And we can come over here and we can set our trigger. Now we also have the mouse wheel selection. I turned that on for channel A. So just by rolling our mouse wheel, we can move things around real nice. So we have our voltage controls here. Click and drag. Everything works out real nice. And then over here on the side, we can turn channel A on or off. We can select our coupling from DC to AC. And also right here, come back you. There we go. We have our probe attenuation settings, 1x, 10x, and 100x. Again, very nice. Now this glow button over here is more like a waveform intensity control. See how that, I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see it. But see how we've got kind of a bit of a ghosting there? That's what that's doing. So that works out really, really nice. Now, down here at the bottom of the screen, here, let me reset everything. And set our trigger. What happened there? Okay, so down here at the bottom of the screen, is where we have all of our automatic measurements. So we have our max voltage, our minimum voltage, and our peak to peak 10.6. There is our frequency, and I have it set on the frequency generator 17 megahertz. Reading an average voltage, our period, our positive positive time or negative time. There's our duty cycle, our rise time, and our RMS. So let me set a trigger level here again. Nope, that's not the trigger level, Paul, you dolt. Trigger, there we go. Now let's change our waveform shape, and we'll go with a square wave. Well, that's kind of funky, isn't it? Let me change another thing here. There we go. Take it down to 2 megahertz. Hit our auto set. And triangle wave. Everything's looking good. Now, over here we have sort of a sub control panel. Right here. And the first one we have is just our simple reset button. Next we have a zoom, where you see we can go in and zoom in on certain parts of our signal. Then we have ruler measurement. We can come in and you can see where those things are peaking. It's showing us our voltage and our time. And then we have this very nice cursor measurement, and the fact that it does both time based and voltage based on the same screen makes it really nice. So we can come over here, set our cursors as we want them, and you see we have all of our measurements. There's our delta. Everything works out. It's just really nice. Again, this software is super smooth and super nice. Now, also included in this, and another thing that you don't get in a lot of USB scopes, let me change our waveform here to a square wave, and we'll turn off our cursor measurement. Where are we at here? Zoom on X and Y. And then we have an FFT. Now, you do not get that on USB scopes, so this is really nice. And you see if we come down here, boom, there we have our measurements. Everything is super smooth. That FFT right there is, I mean, that's worth the price of admission if you ask me. I know you didn't ask me, but anyway. Now we can save our readings out of the text. We can take a picture. We can change the colors. We can turn the grid on and off. And then over here we have our waveform recording. So we can come in here, we can hit the record button, and it is now saving and recording our wave as an MPEG file that we can send off to somebody, or we can view it later at our own time. Again, very nice. I'm not sure what that does, because that's all there is there. I might have to read the manual, and you can just click on the support button here and it'll come up with some links, or you can click on the offline support manual and go right into it right there. Can't beat that. Alright guys, there's everything put together in a nutshell for you. Nice little USB oscilloscope. Be great for somebody just getting started. So if you're somebody who's just getting started and you'd like to have this, courtesy of the Learn Electronics YouTube channel, send me an email. My email is arduino0169@gmail.com, and explain to me in 10 words or less why David Gilmour is the best rock and roll guitarist who ever lived. and I will send this out to you free of charge, unless, of course, you live outside the U.S., in which case you're paying for shipping. Okay? That's fair. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Big thanks to LOTO for sending this out to us. That's it. I'm out. Peace.